Global fallout continues over the Syrian airstrikes. China has condemned Western nations for violating the territorial integrity of Syria. Dan Cohen has reaction from the rest of the globe.
In the British Parliament, Prime Minister Theresa May faced criticism for not seeking approval for the airstrikes.
There is no more serious issue than the life and death matters of military action. It is right that Parliament has the power to support or stop the government from taking planned military action.
May accused the Russian and Syrian governments of preventing the OPCW from carrying out its fact-finding mission, despite no statement by the OPCW in support of May's assertion.
It is perfectly clear that Russia is preventing, is stopping, is blocking our opportunities to ensure that we can properly hold to account those responsible for chemical weapons attacks in Syria.
French President Emmanuel Macron claimed that he never said the U.S. military would maintain a long-term presence in Syria. That came just hours after saying in a live interview that he convinced U.S. President Donald Trump to change his mind on withdrawing troops.
I simply said that the U.S. decided with Great Britain and France to lead a targeted operation that does not lie within this context, which was the preservation of humanitarian law. And in doing this, they recognized, along with us, that our political responsibility in Syria is not only down to the fight against ISIS.
Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan called the airstrikes appropriate, and Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, said it's a message of zero tolerance for the use of non-conventional weapons. Meanwhile, residents of Damascus condemned the U.S.-led airstrikes.
We're never scared. As you can see, people are going about their business and the market is open. Nobody is affected.
This is not going to affect us at all. At the end of the day, we're winning the war regardless. And the proof is the failure of the West and the terrorist groups. They found out that the Syrian people have no other way than victory.
In Damascus, protesters gathered to show support for their armed forces. Anti-war protests were held around the world, from the occupied Palestinian territory and Iraq to Berlin, New York City, and here in Washington, D.C.
I couldn't just sit silently in my home knowing all that was happening and not speaking up for my family, for any other Syrians, for humans in general that are suffering from what's happening right now.
In Washington, Dan Cohen, RT.